Mike, we got 6 picks on the week. Let's make a formal announcement. Let's end with the lock. So, Mike, you take it away.
All right. So, folks, as Colin alluded to, we like taking 3 college and 3 NFL. I kind of brought this up because, if we struggle in college, I want to be able to make it back up in the NFL. Like, say if we struggle with our college picks, we have all Sunday to win our next 3. So, here are our college picks. This is mine. Oklahoma State -2.5. I am big on Mike Gundy and the Cowboys this weekend in Stillwater. Now, Colin almost made me have a heart attack when he told me that Cam Rising could be playing. But then at the same time,
with a severed hand.
Exactly. Yes. And we both realized, wait a minute here. He's got a lot working against him. But I like Oklahoma State. I like their quarterback, Ollie Gordon III. Is one of the best rushers in the country. We're going with the Cowboys -2.5 at home.
Now, the one thing about Utah is if Cam Rising does not play, their backup is Isaac Wilson. Who is Isaac Wilson? The brother of Zach Wilson. And there's something to be said about how bad Wilson is in the NFL. But Zach Wilson playing in Utah is a different animal.
It's in Stillwater, baby.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
in Stillwater, baby.
For a Utah team is what I was getting at. BYU, Utah. When he's got the Mormons on his back, there's something there. And whether that's like some mojo.
Are you trying to jinx our pick, partner?
Mojo, voodoo, whatever the Wilsons got going for them when the Mormons are there, that is just something to be noted.
Well, guess what? I got some Cowboys on the ridge that'll, be able to take care of business. So we got Oklahoma State -2.5.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, in Stillwater. -2.5 in Stillwater. Next, this was a consensus pick. Colin and I both agreed on this. Toledo -2.5. Colin, start the countdown, baby.
We're back.
We're firing the rockets. The Maction. Let's go. The Maction, -2.5 at Colorado. Folks, if you've been following our program, you know that we have been taking MAC games. Fat Jack has made $1,000 off of our MAC picks. Toledo is fresh off winning a big game at Mississippi State, 42-17. They will be taking on Western Kentucky. Now, Western got absolutely eviscerated by Alabama week 1. But, Colin, you pointed out they
bounced back a bit.
They kind of bounced back. But, listen, if you could go to an SEC opponent and win by more than 3 touchdowns, you should be able to take care of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Now, let's hope there's no hangover game.
Right.
That was what will kill us. But we've been hot so far on the MAC side of things. Toledo is our pick.
Yeah.
On the road.
Houston, we don't have a problem because we're going with the Rockets, baby.
Like it. That's Toledo. That's our pick. Now, this one's the fun one.
All right.
Go ahead.
Full disclosure, I agreed on it, so I'm completely fine with the pick. But my partner, Colin Russo, looked at me and said, Riz, got to pick Hawaii. Now, Colin, I'll give you the table here to explain the madness, but we went with the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors -8 at home.
So here's the thing about Hawaii. If you call it what you want, that is a home field advantage of all home field advantages. You got to go to Honolulu to play a game? What? They're playing Northern Iowa. How is Northern Iowa just I would be surprised if they were chartered planes. How do they get there? They go from Northern Iowa, are they going east to Chicago and then going from Chicago to Honolulu? Are they going in somewhere in Nebraska, then going to San Francisco to Honolulu? Or are they going to get chartered? I'd be surprised if Northern Iowa gets a chartered jet. But nonetheless, they have to travel. What? Go ahead.
Hawaii is 69-5 against the spread at home since 2003.
That is the ultimate home field advantage. Northern Iowa, here's the thing about Hawaii. They're 1-2. But the one game they've won, or actually no, they're 1-1.
No, they're 1-2. They lost Sam Houston. They lost UCLA.
They lost UCLA
Delaware.
at home, but UCLA, it's like a 5-hour plane ride.
But Colin, UCLA is terrible. They're one of the worst programs in the country.
UCLA's in the Big Ten. Northern Iowa's sitting at 2-1, but they've basically played, high school teams in the area could probably hang with the teams that Northern Iowa has beaten. So I ultimately think that Hawaii, what's the spread on that one? Is it 7?
8. It's 8,
wow.
According to Hard Rock Bet, -8.
It's a large spread. But Northern Iowa, I think, is interesting. Northern Iowa, they've played Valpo 35-7. They won that one.
Gar.
St. Thomas, Minnesota. Is that even a Division I school? They won that one 17-10, and they got killed in Lincoln, Nebraska last week, 34-3. Putting them on, frontier air to connect through Denver to San Francisco to Honolulu, forget it. That is an easy cover. Hawaii -8.
I am banking. We are putting our bacon on Brady Shagger.
Midnight kickoff on Sunday morning. So
listen.
Set the alarms.
Brady Shagger is the quarterback for Hawaii. He's 63 for 118. He's got a completion percentage of 53.4, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 682 yards passing.
Their leading rusher has 77 yards.
God, Colin. What did I sign up for?
Moves like Shagger.
Raid. You're talking too much. We'll talk to you in the second hour, C-Cat. 77 yards on the ground. That was for Landon Sims.
What in the hell did you sign us up for?
Home field advantage. Good luck traveling on commercial and trying to hang with Hawaii. Give us Hawaii on that one.
All right. Well, those are our college picks. Once again, folks, we have the Oklahoma State Cowboys -2.5. We have the Toledo Rockets -2.5. We have Hawaii -8. So we like a lot of favorites in college football over the weekend. All right. It's time to move on to the big one, the National Football League. 3 games for you guys here. And I open up the curtain a little bit. Colin and I agreed on one game specifically, and it's our lock, so we're going to save that for last. But the games we didn't pick, I liked Cleveland at home. Against the Giants. And
I have a feeling the Giants are going to compete in that one. And what is that spread? 7?
6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
The Cowboys have muddied up. I mean, Cleveland's going to muddy up that game if they want a chance at winning. I don't know. I can see the Giants
playing
pretty well.
And yeah, but just opening up the curtain a little bit more, I also like the Bears +1.5 on the road at Indianapolis. I thought defense traveled. With that said, let's get into our picks that we did agree on. We have Houston -2.5. Houston -2.5. And our intern, Ashley, she's a big Houston Texan fan. She was with us when we were making the picks. Texans at Vikings.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
We have a really good game.
We have Houston -2.5. I'm banking on C.J. Stroud. And Colin, you brought up the fact that maybe this is finally the down week for the Vikings.
And whether it's a down week or not, I have a feeling that, coming off a win against San Francisco, maybe the vibe around Minnesota is that we've exceeded our expectations a little bit. Whereas on the other side of things, Houston is sort of expecting to build off of these wins. They won ugly last week against Chicago. They got that out of the way.
Yeah.
We know how explosive they are. We know how good that defense is, especially getting after the quarterback. You pressure Darnold a little bit. San Francisco was banged up, and they still took advantage of it. So I ultimately think Houston, if they stay healthy and if Stroud shows up to play and doesn't get fooled by Brian Flores' defense, I think that will be the key to the game.
And I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said. C.J. Stroud doesn't turn the ball over. Now, famous announcer jinx, right? And I'm wearing the Buckeye hat. It would be perfect for him to, throw 3 interceptions because I'm jinxing him. Because of Stroud, because of the Texans, I think, camaraderie as a team, too. What were the talks before the year? Stephon Diggs is going to go there and blow a gasket and lose his mind. They've done a great job of incorporating him into the team culture. I tip my cap to DeMeco Ryans. I love this pick. 2.5, Texans on the road, Vikings coming down to earth. And also JJ got hurt. JJ went to the locker room last Sunday. Even if he does play, and then I'm completely shooting from the hip here. I need to look at the injury report. I'm assuming he's going to play.
I think his plan was to play.
But we'll see. Is he going to be the same Justin Jefferson after the injury, Colin? Moving on to our next game. We have Green Bay +2.5. We have Green Bay +2.5 on the road. Now, it's a revenge. I kind of sold Colin on this one in a sense of it's a revenge game, right? You got Malik Willis. Now, Jordan Love might play, all right? I understand that.
That's my perspective. It's more of a value pick from that.
And for me, worst case scenario, Malik Willis starts, Colin, and it's a revenge game in Tennessee.
Or if it comes out on Saturday that Love is probable, that line's going to get bigger.
Right.
So ultimately I think you're getting some value here, and all they got to do is win by a field goal. And the Packers have after that first week 1 loss, they're not in like the 2-0. They could drop a game. They could afford it at this point. They can't drop to 1-2. They got to win this game. And they're playing on an easier schedule right now. They know they got to convert before the schedule really muddies up in the second half of the year with all the divisional play. So from that perspective, I like the Packers there. And they played great last week.
Yeah, and speaking of, the Bears aren't the same old Bears anymore. I understand they're inept on offense right now. I don't think anyone wants to go up against that defense. I love that take. All right, you ready for our lock?
Our guys.
Now listen, all right? I got to stand up for this one. I need Dave Druda to get the cannon in the back, all right? Because our lock is Tampa Bay. And I need the cannons. Give me that one more time. I need the cannons firing, baby. Where's Druda? Let's go. We got the Buccaneers -6.5.
We should have taken them last week, and we didn't. That was a mistake.
Very much so.
We should have taken them last week, but Tampa Bay is our guys. Like Mike Tannenbaum said last segment, highest yards per completion in the league with Baker Mayfield. They got guys all over the field. They play tough. They travel well. They're at home. The Broncos absolutely stink. This is a great pick.
Great pick. What, Bo Nix is going to go into the pirate ship and put up in a performance? Hell no. Druda, grab the cannons. Let's go. Tampa Bay 6.5.
Now, as long as they don't have a bit of like a slowdown week after beating Detroit on the road.
Slowdown week?
Okay.
They got Baker, man. We're Baker bros. Let's go.
I like the pick. I'm okay with it.
We're Baker bros, Kyle.
It's got to be our lock. Those are our guys. They've done us well once before, and they're not going to let us down again. That's my take on that. I like this.
I like our picks. I think this is our best slate yet. I really do.
God.
I think this is our best slate yet.
Be careful here. Be careful.
Now, Colin, I gotta say, Hawaii is the one I'm worried about.
I like this.
Hawaii is the one.
And listen, I'll tell you right now, I am not watching that game.
Oh, I'll be up. I'll be up.
I'll set an alarm for around 2:45, 3 o'clock. And then I will check the score, see if there's a meaningful fourth quarter I have to tune in for.
I opening up the curtain a little bit. I am calling Kaiser Seahawk football this year. I'm going to be on the color commentary. I can't wait to get going with Miles Russ, new head coach and defending champs, the Kaiser Seahawks. See, I'm going to be up until about 10, 10:30. I'll probably get home from the game. I'm staying up. I got EAFC 25. Shout out to all my FC 25 players. We're going to be up watching this game. I'm going to be texting you. You better listen. I hope you put your phone on D&D when you go to bed, because I'm going to be texting you.
I'm going to be setting an alarm. And Hawaii, home field advantage. Imagine Northern Iowa there. So they're going to end that game at 3:30, 4 o'clock local time. They're going to have to get on a plane and fly. Probably commercial. First of all, there's no plane.
You love this commercial.
They got to go to the airport and wait for the first flight out of Honolulu, which will be at 6 or 7 in the morning. So they got to wait. They're all they're sleeping on their bags at the airport, and I'm not dealing with it. And there's no way that Northern Iowa is getting a charter jet. Maybe CK can look that up and see if their Northern Iowa football gets a charter jet.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.